Hello, in today's tutorial we are going gold. I'm going to show you how I actually use my filler as a toner, and I will get into more of that here into the tutorial, but here is, I forgot to take a before picture, of course. So this is her last after. Notice she's pretty ashy normally, neutral ash, not too ashy, but she definitely stays on that other side of warmth. This is what her goal is. And as you can see, I'm going to explain here that she has, it's like a strawberry blonde, but you can still see those golden highlights in there. So I also want to do a filler because she is definitely so porous that what I fill her with, I want to make sure looks good as a highlight also. And I wanted to make sure I left this watermark here because whoever did this did an amazing job. They're pretty darn talented. If you would like to see how I transition my client from the left to the right, well, similarly, I will elaborate that in the tutorial. Just stay tuned.
I've been running for so long. I'm clear about the path I was on. I was breathless, my heart restless.
To see more of my videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell below to be notified when I put more out. So here's what I did with her. I drew out a plan. I had this all planned out before she even came in. I had her send me a picture before she even came in. And looking at her hair, I know that she's probably not going to want to be this apricot or this copper. You have to you got to judge what you think your clients see compared to what's really there. Point out before and after, whatever you have to do. But if I made her this color, I don't think she would like it as much. But if she does, she does. So we did it in steps. I will go through these steps, and I had her tell me how much more and further she wanted to go with the warmth in the steps that we took. And I will get started with that right now. Now, whenever doing a service like this, I always start out doing a Malibu treatment. It is best to have a clean canvas, and here is why. Look at that right there. That glob is from her hair after sitting under the dryer for a half hour. If minerals and buildup are on the hair, where are the hair pigments supposed to go? I always squeeze it out of the hair before I rinse it after taking it out of the dryer. Add a little bit more water and squeeze it out some more, just like a sponge, because that's how it holds it in there. Now for her filler / toner, I'm using 9NB, 9RB, and 9G. And as you watch me do my measurements, I will explain why. So her highlights are more like a gold beige tone, but I'm not just going to stick straight gold beige on there. I'm going to do a special mix-up of the 9NB is really pretty. It does have a mauve undertone, so I know I can work with that. It's not going to grab ashy because there's red in there. Then I'm going to use a straight gold, which is yellow, because you need that to get the golden color that I'm looking for. And then I'm going to be using the RB. The RB is a red brown, yes I know, but it's a level 9, so adding more red in there will ensure that it'll grab a lot better, and it makes a really pretty champagne gold color, and that's kind of what I want the highlights to be. So by adding that on there, I'm filling the hair and basically toning the highlights also, because then I'm going to go back through. Right now I let it sit for 20 minutes, a full 20 minutes on really, really towel dried hair. Now I'm doing step 2 in her hair because I did add Olaplex, if you've seen that, to the formula. Give her a good treatment. I mean, she's been dark a year ago, and we've been gradually taking her lighter. So we did that. And then after that, and now I'm going to go through and do the low light. And actually, I kind of lied in this picture. I took the picture before I decided. I did not use the processing solution. I used the REDKEN peroxide in 10 volume. I did this because I did not want it to be too drippy, and I don't have any of the new processing solution left. So when that happens, which is not often, I just go ahead and use 10 volume for the consistency that I want. But here's my weaves. I wanted you to see how thick I make my weave. I want to have a ribbon pattern so you can really see the dimension in her hair. Just like her goal picture, you can see the highlights are defined, but there's definitely definition in there with the low light. And for my low light formula, because I was jabbering at that time, I don't know if you've seen what I use. I use 9AA and 8WG. So I'm adding 9AA is actually beautiful on its own. I almost used that for her filler, but I thought the highlights were a little more golden than that. Um, and papaya is what I always taught to learn in cosmetology school. Whenever we did a filler, what we always did was, this was 20 years ago, mind you, we did 9AA straight, no processing solution, on dry hair, let it sit for 10 minutes, and towel blotted it out, and then put the color over top of that, which is not necessarily a bad idea. And actually, Kenra Color Line, they have fillers that I believe you just put on. I don't know, I can't remember if you mix with the toner or not. I've only used them once. It worked really good, but you let it sit for 10 minutes in towel blot and then apply your Kenra Demi over top of it. So I actually have used that technique here and there over the years. It does work really well, but um, I like to specify it's, filling the hair isn't a one size fits all. So you just kind of do what's best for the hair, depending on their go color. So what I'm going to do while you watch me foil is actually go through and be a nerd, show my nerdy side, and explain my way of thinking when it comes to why I choose the colors that I choose and the tones that I choose. Um, but first, before I go into that, you'll see a clip coming up here where I start to add highlights. I did highlights on the top and the crown and a few on the side. And how I put those in is I do a finer weave highlight, not chunky, just enough to blend in the roots because they're a little darker and I don't want it to be so dark. Then you'll see right underneath, I'll add my ribbony low light. And I do that same pattern up through the top and on the sides. However, there is not as many highlights as there are lowlights. Alright, beginning with the filler formula of the 9NB, 9G, and 9RB. How I choose this formula? Well, she's really porous. I know this because I have been doing her hair for a few years now, and we have just recently taken her from a dark to blonde. Well, I mean, within the past year, because we've done it slowly and steadily. Now we're back to fall, so she's itching for a change. So this is why I only use the gloss. If I want it to be more permanent, I would have used the creams. However, I wanted it to be more iridescent and changeable if needed, but I wanted it to stay long enough for her to enjoy it for a while. And if she wants to make it more permanent, we can do that also. So here's my thinking. We need, obviously, gold, right, to fill the hair. We want to keep her at a level 8-ish. 8, well, for her highlights, I guess, they look like a level 9 to me. So I wanted to keep her at a level 9. And I did the gold for the yellow, clearly. That's a no-brainer, right? The 9RB is a red-brown, yes, but it's at a level 9. And I don't know if you are familiar with the 9RB or if you've not used them, maybe you're scared of the 9RB. It is a beautiful color. Adding this to the formula made it be more of a champagne-y gold. Just that little bit of red in there to help grab it. And the 9NB is a red-violet undertone. Actually, it is even by itself. If you guys have ever toned with 9NB, been doing that for 20 years. Also, it's amazing. It always has the perfect result. If you don't want it to be too ashy, but you don't want it to be warm, it's perfect to try it. But it's a neutral brown blonde undertone. So by adding that to it, it kind of ensures that it's going to balance it out basically. I'm all about balance, and but I wanted to make sure the hair was filled but not brassy, right? Okay, so moving on to the low light. The low light I used was 9AA, which is Auburn Accent, not to be confused with Ash Ash. In Shades EQ Gloss, A stands for Auburn. It is an orange-red undertone, but remember again, it's at a level 9, so it's not going to be extremely powerful. That's why it's perfect for a filler when you're wanting to stay a little bit lighter. I mix that with the 8WG, which is a yellow-orange undertone, a warm gold. And when I say warm gold, it is not like a bright, brassy warm gold. I feel when I will sometimes use that warm gold as a straight low light on really, really porous hair, and I would actually call it more of a neutral warm gold. If you've used it, maybe you know what I'm talking about, but that's just what I compare it to. So actually I added the 9AA to make it a little warmer because um, it's just a really pretty color for somebody who wants a golden low light. Um, and it's perfect for fillers also. So that is my way of thinking because we wanted it to be like if you look at her picture, those lowlights are like a peachy lowlight. They're like a neutral. Peachy I compare it to like not too bright, just a nice soft copper strawberry blonde. So she sat for a full 20 minutes and then I went ahead and rinsed her out and I used the leftover low light to do like a root smudge just to kind of blend in. So because obviously her root area, even though I used 10 volume with flash lift, it she pulls light pretty easily. She lightens up pretty quickly. So I just kind of did that to soften it up. And then I trimmed her up and before I committed, I blew dry a piece and asked her if she liked the color. It wasn't as strawberry blonde as that picture. However, if she wanted it to be closer, I would have went ahead and probably did the 9AA, the papaya, all over. I would have let it sit for a full 20 minutes to add more of that tone to it. But like I said, I don't know if she realized how warm coppery that picture is. When she said it to me, she said she wanted a warm gold color. There was a lot more red in that picture than I think she realized. So being careful, I'm glad I did, and she loved this color. It was perfect. I don't even think that the computer screen you're watching is doing it justice. I'm going to try to take different pictures and different lighting to see, but it ended up really pretty, and she liked it, and that's what matters. And she knew that if she wanted it to be a little more strawberry colorish, then I could have did that too. But baby steps are always better because it would have been harder to go back if I did exactly what she asked and she didn't like it. But maybe something she'll want to do next time. Maybe she'll want to make it more like that picture. Now here I'm recording me doing, a curl because I wanted to show her the dimension in the hair there. It looks pretty cool. I love these kind of pictures. I don't know if you guys go through Instagram like I do and just watch hair videos, little snippets and little clippets, but I enjoy it. So I'm trying to incorporate that more into my Instagram also. But this is our end result, and it turned out really well. It's so shiny, and I think that's what she really likes. It is extremely shiny. Here's another little snippet. Yes, I make a lot of my clients do this when they get new hair colors. They don't mind. See, in this video, it looks a lot more neutral than what it actually is. But, you can still see the dimension in there and the softness. And it's just kind of a cool video. They like seeing their hair do fun stuff. I went ahead and curled the rest, and I put a little hairspray on there and let the hair cool completely before I comb my fingers through it. And these are the end results. So here's the before and her goal. Look at the difference it would have been if we had done that. The goal picture has a flash clearly, so it looks a little bit brighter, but here's the after. I didn't use a flash. I did use a ring light, but it's pretty similar. It has a lot of warmth in there, just not as much red. I used more orange and yellow undertones than I did red undertones. So here's the before, what she had and what her goal was. So it's definitely a big change there. When you compare the after to the goal, there is not as much red. Um, and I don't know if that's what she really would have liked. So she knows that. I told her that if a couple days go by and she wants to see more red, then we can do that. But she actually told me that what she ended up with was exactly what she was picturing on herself. So it worked out well. Like I said, this did not end up just like the goal picture. It was my intentions to lead up to the goal picture if that's what she chose, but I wanted to do it in steps because there is no easily reversing the process, but it is easier to add more and more warmth. So just when you're consulting with your clients, it is best to have a plan. And if you know that is a big change they're choosing and you can do it in steps, I recommend doing that unless it's somebody that's like always making a drastic change. Um, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And in this situation, it ended up perfect. I would like to thank you guys so much for watching my channel and supporting my videos. I hope I help somebody out. That is my goal with my channel. And if you would like to see more, make sure you subscribe. And please share if there's anybody else that you know that may enjoy watching my videos also. I put out content at least once a week. The goal is to do more than that. So you just make sure you check back here and or ding that little bell so you're notified, and I hope you come back. Thanks. Bye.